Hello friends, Sam McCram doing TCGs yet again. Cracking open the Jarl Vetreidi Armory Origins deck. So this is, there's been a chain of these, a product line series of these decks. They did Bolton, they did Azalea, Dash.io, and KO for Classic Constructed, which was a great thing that they finally popped up. They were all existing heroes, giving kind of a entry level, but by all accounts, pretty decent start for the decks. $40 per Armory deck. For a okay tuned deck, wasn't terrible. The only thing that I didn't love about those was that they were just 60 cards in equipment. There was no sideboard, which I get kind of from a starter perspective, but I still feel like I was having this discussion earlier, excuse me, with some folks. Like for me, I would have like a little separate pack in the thing with like a stop, don't open this for your first game kind of thing for a sideboard, have a little sideboard guide in there for what you're supposed to do with it. Some people thought, people are just going to crack that open and dump it right on into the deck and just ignore the concern. Sure, okay, fine. I can't necessarily disagree with that statement either. I get that for sure. So, you know, grain of salt, take that as you will. That was kind of my opinion. And I really like the deck design. It's really attractive, or the box design. It's really attractive. The art's nice on it. But for the other ones, I'm assuming it's going to be the same here. It's cool design, but once you open it, it's basically useless. It's not the right shape for like a deck box or something like that. So that's one thing I think they could do a little bit differently, is make it deck box shaped, or at least have like a deck box inside of it, that kind of thing. Even if it's a crappy one, like the Star Wars Unlimited deck boxes in the starter product there, and the pre-release kits also. Something like that, just in there, just to have something. I mean, you can technically still stick cards in here until you can get them home, get a deck box of your own, whatever. But something a little bit more functional in that regard would be nice. And then another thing that has come up a lot are, you know, tokens or that sort of thing. But anyway, we're going to open this one up. I saw another video about this deck specifically. Specifically, that was Sloop Dupe's video. So we share a lot of the same opinions, so if you've seen that, you might not have a lot of surprises, but that is what it is. So here we go. First off, I like the little card on the back. Cool card. And then I do like, specifically, I don't know if I actually got around to this point before I started going off about other stuff. This is the first of these decks, hence the Origins, where this is the first appearance of a new hero. In the rest of them, it's all been existing heroes. So we got Ice Elemental coming back into the game. There hadn't been an Ice hero for a moment, and with Icelander, Lexi, and Oldhim all going Living Legend already. But so this specifically seems to be the Oldhim replacement. Not quite as potent, but having looked at some of the stuff, I think this is kind of cool. Because we've got right off the bat, whenever you play an ice card, create a frostbite token in an opponent's exposed head, chest, arms, or legs zone. So basically, that means if their equipment has been destroyed, if it's gone. So that makes it more important now that if your equipment are destroyed, put it in your discard pile instead of just flipping it over. Because Jarl might be trying to do some shenanigans. I do like that that's kind of specifically aimed as well. Like, instead of just 47 frostbite tokens wherever the heck you want them, like they're targeting those specific zones. I think that's cool. So, Jarl with the rainbow foil. That's a cool ability. And he's earth and ice. We've got his Summit the Unforgiving. 6. Once per turn. 6 and attack. When this hits your hero, create a frostbite token in their exposed head, chest, arms, legs. Okay. Heavy. If this is the only card equipped to your weapon zones, it gets +2. Okay, that's expensive as all get out, but the frostbite is kind of awesome, and that +2, since it's a one-hand weapon, so you've got the option of using a shield, using the arcane lantern, something offhand, but and then once you use it, that's the other side. If you have one that's expendable, a shield or whatnot, and this goes away, you're getting a boost to your damage. So that's pretty neat. So the other thing is, this is the first of the decks. It's got the most spice to it, as it were. It's the first one with a legendary, and it's got a bunch of new legendaries and majestics. But here is our legendary. Gauntlets of Boreal Domain. Once per turn, pay 2. If an earth card is pitched, your attacks named Mangle get +2. If an ice card is pitched this way, your attacks named Mangle get Dominate this turn. Go again. And that's not even a discard this to use it. That's wild. Okay. All in Ice Cap. When this defends together with an ice card, create a frostbite token under the attacking hero's control. So this one is just going for the old frostbite style. Okay. Oh no. Tectonic Crust. When this defends together with an earth card, create Seismic Surge, which I rarely remember what does. I'm assuming there'll be one back here. Seismic Surge. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this, then the next Guardian attack action you play this. Okay, that's handy. So the Frostbite one is a one-time use. That's a Blade Break. The Tectonic Crust has Temper, so you can use it twice. That's nice. Root-Bound Trunks. When this defends together with an aura, create an Embodiment of Earth token. And the embodiments are fun too. Non-attack action cards get +1 defense while defending. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy it. And I believe we got 2 embodiments of Earth. Okay. So that's a pretty decent equipment suite already. That's not half bad. Like, that's something right off the bat that is solid. Like, there are definitely existing cards, I feel like, that you can pick up to really boost that. But it's not bad. Which is also good, because where the previous decks had been roughly like $40 MSRP, this one's $60. So it's a little bit of a bump up, but you're getting a full majestic, full foil equipment suite, including a legendary, and that whole equipment suite is new. So that's actually pretty cool. Frozen to Death, Ice Fusion. If this is fused, you may destroy an equipment with a -1 counter on it. You may create a frostbite token in an exposed zone. Okay, that's a good start. Channel Mount Eisen. At the start of each hero's turn, they lose health equal to the number of frostbites in their equipment zones. Channel Ice at the beginning of your end phase. Put a flow counter, then destroy it unless you put an ice card from your pitch zone on the bottom of your deck for each flow counter on it. Fascinating. Okay. That's pretty potent too. Lots of direct damage. Crumble to Eternity. So, hold on. Yeah, Frozen to Death. And they're both... Those are all... 3 blocks so far. Crumble to Eternity. Jarl specialization. When this enters arena, it's an aura. You may put a -1 counter on an equipment. That's filthy. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. Then your next attack this turn gets dominate. That's tacky. And unforgiving, Jarl. When this defends, if the attacking hero controls an equipment with a -1 counter, you may search your deck for a mangle, banish it, and shuffle. You may play it during your next action phase. Oof. 4 block, very nice. Frostbite tokens, lots of frostbite tokens. You're going to need those, and -1s. As I mentioned before, the option to have a shield. So that's almost a sideboard. But yeah, you get a basic shield. There's some really good ones in prior sets. I'm guessing Stalagmite's probably a favorite. So all that, well, we had the foil Majestics, the new cards. But the rest of this is going to be the primary deck. We got some old favorites, Buckling Blow. It's putting -1 counters on equipment. Mangle, when this deals 4 or more damage to a hero. Destroy target equipment they control with a -1. So some of those older cards were boosting Mangle specifically, either giving it Dominate or other boosts. So that's kind of nasty. So obviously, what this dude is trying to do, search for a Mangle, banish it, shuffle. So this is trying to block stuff out and get you a Mangle. So Jarl's clearly trying to bust up equipment and then drop Frostbite on you. Snow Under, if this was fused, so you reveal an ice card from your hand when you're playing it. When this hits a hero, create Frostbite under their control. So that's, again, more classic Frostbite. Icy Encounter, when this hits, create Frostbite. When this hits, create Embodiment of Earth. Glacial Footsteps, if this is fused, it gets Dominate. Emerging Avalanche, what's this one? When this enters the arena, if it was fused, create a Crossbite token under target hero's control. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this, then the next attack action card you play this turn gets +1. Strength of Sequoia. Fuse for Seismic Surge. Expose to the elements. Earth or Ice Fusion. If this was Earth Fused, put a -1 counter on a target equipment. If this is Ice Fused, destroy an equipment with 0 defense controlled by a targeting hero unless they pay 2. But no block. That's not dreadful, but it definitely has situations where it becomes a dead card. In a long game, that could get ugly. Frozen to Death, so we saw the foil version of that already. Channel Mount Eisen, same there. Crumble to Eternity, same there. And then we get Winter's Grasp, which is just, 4 attack, 3 block, Polar Blast. Target opponent may pay 1. If they don't, your next attack this turn gets Dominate. Winter's Bite. Discard a card unless they pay 1. Amulet of Ice. Destroy this. Target hero discards a card unless they pay 2. Activate this only if you've Ice Fused this turn. Autumn's Touch. Pay 3 for a 5 attack. Strong Yield. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. Then your next attack this turn gets +1. Sigil of Earth. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. When this leaves the arena, create Embodiment of Earth. So, that's not bad. Okay, we're gonna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 24, 25, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So yeah, again, no sideboard. Which really, honestly, glancing at this is probably, especially the lack of AB. I know, like I say, I know Sloop mentioned that too. The fact that there's nothing here for AB and no sideboard at all is probably my only big complaint. Like I already mentioned, the box stuff. But aside from that, I think this is a reasonably good... It's going to need a good pilot. Like, there's lots of stuff to get around. You've got to get the ice stuff figured out. You can get some dud hands with how expensive a lot of Guardian stuff is to play. So, like, it's not going to be a point and click, oh, just buy this $60 box and win. And it's not going to be anything like that. But as far as a brand new hero, pre-con, it's pretty solid. Like, I have a hard time saying it's not worth buying. Like, if it's something you're going to consider, or you're just a goof off like me that likes to have the option of the new deck, I have no way that I could possibly say, oh yeah, don't buy this. No, this feels like a really solid product. It feels like a really solid baseline, especially if you're in a less competitive environment maybe, or you're just getting started and you're like, okay, I just want to buy a deck, go sit down and play, maybe not get steamrolled, maybe a really tuned deck messes me up, but I just want to go have a good time. This feels like a solid option for that. I think I am a fan of this product. So yeah, Jarl gets a thumbs up for me. Jarl Vetreidi. I guess Jarl's his title. I shouldn't just call him Jarl. The Jarl? The Earl gets a thumbs up from me. Yeah, I think this is a cool product. I think there is still room to improve on the just overall concept of these Armory decks. But A, they've all been good so far. B, doing the slightly higher price Origin deck. This seems like a win on top of that. If they did something like again, just a little crappy cardboard deck box, token, whatever. I feel like there's room for improvement still, but especially for as long as we've been asking for a classic constructed starter product as opposed to just the Blitz decks. Granted, this is significantly more expensive than the Blitz decks. The Blitz decks are like $12. This is $40 and then $60 for this one. So that's still maybe a little bit more than some people want to go. But for the quality of what they put in, like, you're getting a bunch of Majestics here, you're getting a bunch of foils, you're getting a bunch of new cards. This seems like a win for me. I might actually have to test drive this guy. I'm intrigued. But yeah, let me know what you think about this guy. Have you played him yet? With or against? What are your thoughts? I want to hear it. Like I say, I saw Sloop's video, so I know he had a lot of thoughts, but tell me what you're thinking. I want to compile some more thoughts here too. See what everybody else is doing. It's a far cry from my usual Dorinthia, but it intrigues me. Also, he looks like he might hurt her, and that makes me sad. But we'll see how it all goes. In any case, well, first off, thanks to Paul. This was his last one, so Paul from Border Than Games was happy to pick this up from him. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Hit me up with your comments, and I will catch you next time. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. Have a great one. Bye, y'all.